they're opening up the one on up north, Island. Yeah, that nuclear plant.
So what do they do?
Now we're closing at 12. We're closing at 12.
Does that assume?
He'll be back to see us in a few weeks on his program.
Good morning. It is 10 a.m. on Friday, January 23rd, 2026. Call this meeting of the Wichita County Commissioners Court to order. Our first item on the agenda today is to receive activities report from the AgriLife Extension Office. Invite all of them to come up and present the report. Whoever is going to be coming up.
I'm gonna start. So thank y'all for letting us come in this morning. I wanted to introduce our new office manager, Sarah Towery, who just joined us the last couple of weeks. So we appreciate the position going full-time and getting to have that since we've moved to Owl Park, so appreciate that. We currently have 142 4-H'ers, 19 Clover kids, and 45 adult volunteers in the 4-H program. The fall events that we had district trap shoot, that was at the Owl Park Gun Club. We had the third High Point senior shooter. It was a 3-way tie. He lost in the shootout, but it was super close, a nail biter. We had one shooter who was our third High Point female shooter. And then we had a junior shooter, and he was an 8th place junior shooter that day. So there's probably 150 or so 4-H'ers who compete at that trap contest. So they did excellent. We've been doing Pathways to Possibilities, which is a career readiness program twice a month. So we have toured different businesses. We worked on interviewing skills. We're currently working on identifying what skills the kids have themselves, even if they don't have any job experience. And then working on building a cover letter and resume, filling out applications, be working towards where they can possibly get and have jobs in the future. We're also doing Alpaca Academy, and so we brought some alpacas to the Owl Park office.
Matt?
They're cute.
Never again.
Then we went and visited an alpaca farm in Sanger, Texas, and we are working with them when the alpaca show comes to the Impact the weekend of February 14th. We'll be doing a bunch of volunteer work with them. So,
That sounds like a great way to spend Valentine's Day.
it is, because they're cute.
Yeah.
So, they come in on Thursday, so we'll have kids already volunteering Thursday through Sunday. So we're learning a lot about alpacas and behavior and animal husbandry that way. We did an It's Your Money financial literacy program with Region 9 through their senior blast. So we had 15 local ISDs and about 500 students come through that program. I had 30 plus volunteers, fellow agents in the neighboring counties come in and help. It was a lot, plus our ag economist, Jason Johnson, came in and talked with the kids. And we're doing that again February 10th with City View and their 7th graders. So it's a great program. The kids are given a career, income, student loan debt. Some of them, we tell them to pretend they're 25, so they're out of college, they're out of trade school, whatever. Some of them may be single parents, they have credit card debt, they have, gotten a ticket, so their car insurance is higher, so they have to work out a monthly budget, just like we all have to do. So it's a great experience for all of them. We've had District Ag ID and Livestock Skillathon contest. In Graham, we had the 4th place intermediate team, we had the reserve champion, and 5th place senior teams, and then Amanda Kurzbergen was our reserve champion senior individual. We did this downtown city lights parade. We had a Christmas party at the office, of course. We were also one of 50 recipients for the Walmart Challenge $1,000 grant. So we got notified, and it was a really quick turnaround. So we turned that into, we provided meals in a bag for our local blessing boxes and food pantries in the county. So the kids came up with recipes, we made shopping lists, we spent all of our money at Walmart, and they came back, they bagged it up and distributed it out. So we provided over 65 meals in a bag, we did birthday cakes in hand, and then we had some remaining dollars, and we went and bought some just pantry stable items for blessing boxes and for a man there in Owl Park who does really great stuff for the community. So then 2 weeks ago we started off 2026 with our county show. So we had 56 4-H'ers competing, over 160 different entries in the livestock show and the project show. we had 12 that made the premium sale. Out of those, 8 were Grand and Reserve Champion winners. So we were at the top of the sale order with some really great results. We had the Grand Champion Swine, we had the Grand and Reserve Market Goat, Grand and Reserve Breeding Doe, Grand and Reserve Dairy Goat, and then the Grand Champion Ag Mech Project overall as well. And most importantly, and one thing that I'm really proud of our kids, 5 of them won showmanship buckles. So you can go and you can buy an expensive animal. If you can't show it or you can't present it well, it doesn't do you any good. So showmanship is all about the kid, how they present, how they talk, how they set up their animal or their project, talking to the judge, having a presence to show their animal or their project. So we had 5 of those kids win the showmanship buckles. So we had 8 or 9 buckle winners in the horse show. So that was really good as well. And then of course we share so many of our kids with FFA, 3/4 of them are 4-H'ers as well. So we took many banners of Grand and Reserve home in the project show and Ag Mech, and that was photography, creative arts, baking. So they did a good job all the way around. Then immediately after county show, we go to Fort Worth. So Fort Worth is happening right now. I went to a wildlife contest on Monday. We have kids down there for heifers this week. Next week will be lambs and goats. Also have ag robotics next Friday as well. So
Typical weather for Fort Worth.
yeah, it's always the worst. So prayers for everybody, a safe trip back home after this weekend, and then whatever the weather brings us next weekend. So it might be a little slippery all the way home with the heifers this weekend. We will be volunteering at the Pancake Festival next Saturday at the Impact, working on the volunteers for the alpaca show, and then in February we also have the Home and Garden show. So we have AgriLife has a huge presence at the Home and Garden show. We bring in animals to talk about educating the public about where their food comes from, and just have that interaction. We have baby chicks, we'll have lambs, we have goats, we'll have rabbits, all that. And instead of, like last year we planted like homemade chia pets, this year we're gonna talk about wildlife and have a hands-on activity for the kids who are visiting the Home and Garden show to be able to learn about wildlife, the habitats that wildlife need, and go from there. I had a friend call last night about she had a wild turkey that showed up under her carport, wanted to know what to do with it. Let it roost overnight, it'll be okay. It'll go home. In March, I have my preparedness initiative. That's a national award-winning curriculum that's coming to Wichita County. It's free to kids 13 and up, so it's teaching them how to respond in an emergency. They're not going to be first responders, but how to not panic shop like people are doing right now, but to be responsible and be aware and be prepared to do that. So we have our disaster and recovery agents coming to town. I'm working with local EMS, law enforcement, fire, to teach parts of that as well. So that's going to be really, really cool. We have, it's open. We have a 20-25 kid limit on that. So we have some spots available still, but looking forward to presenting that. And then I think we're going to tweak it a little bit and do a little shorter program for some younger kids that want to get involved. They just aren't quite 13 yet. So then we're working district contest kickoff in April and May. So we have our rifle and pistol, we have archery, we have photography, public speaking, all sorts of contests coming in. Kicking off our dog training project the first week of February as well. So, and that is about what we are up to right now.
That doesn't sound like a lot going on.
No, it's a slow time. So I will let Meredith come up.
Okay. Good morning.
Hello. So back in the summer, the Area Agency on Aging had partnered with, it was a Medicare collaboration where they looked at where the most funds currently are being spent with Medicare. A lot of it deals with arthritis and fall prevention. So the Area Agency on Aging, with their collaboration with them, offered the opportunity for a few agents across North Texas to become certified to teach Tai Chi for arthritis and fall prevention. So that has been kind of a highlight over the last few months. I'm currently teaching it 5 times during the week. And if you ever try to tell little old ladies at Rolling Meadows, hey, this is what your activity director scheduled, and they have a different idea, you go with what they say. So that was originally we hosted a pilot. Another agent came in to work with me because we're supposed to have groups of 12 or smaller. They said, oh, there won't be many because a lot do not come out of their apartments for things like this. We had 36 who attended. We looked up and they had even some of their staff were up along the second floor and they were participating. So it's really been a hit. So now I'm teaching it at the Burke Library on Mondays. I'm at Rolling Meadows on Mondays and Fridays. I will be beginning at the MLK Center on Thursdays. And then on Tuesdays, there's another place that will begin in February. So they're keeping me busy with Tai Chi.
An untapped demand for Tai Chi.
Oh, the
Yeah.
Y. That's where the Tuesdays are.
It's a big deal on social media right now.
It's huge.
Huge.
And the Y was having a hard time finding someone, and now they can offer it for the 60 and over group. And it's going to help them, it's going to help the community, and it serves the purpose that the Area Agency on Aging was trying to put out.
Go see
So-
what it is, Barry, on.
Now, I know you're poking at me, tell you, from what I'm seeing, it works.
I'm see how it is, I'm gonna go.
I was going to say, there's been a very positive response. Initially, Rolling Meadows, they had a director change as of January 1st, and she had scheduled Tuesday, Friday, every other week, just 4 little lessons. And there was a major revolt the first day, and there were like 11 older people in there who just were not happy with that answer. And one of the sweet little ladies went in there, she said, oh no, we're gonna solve this right now. And she went in, told the activity director, that's not gonna work, here's a different location so that we can hold it when we want to. So we do, in the library. It's kind of the clue thing, in the library with a candlestick, I don't know. So we just do whatever they say. So that has taken on kind of its own direction. I've done some food waste education with Wichita Falls Area Food Bank. We have a great partnership where they, if they need additional things taught, they call because they've lost funding with SNAP Ed funding, and I'm able to pick up some of the curriculum and push that out to help them out. We do a mobile pantry, or they do a mobile pantry monthly, and they let me know a little bit ahead of time what produce will be coming in, what other items will be coming in. I pull some of the AgriLife and Dinner Tonight recipes. I do a cost analysis so that as people are waiting for their food, I can go up, I can talk to them about, okay, here's how you'll store it safely, and give them some information. Here's some recipes and a breakdown on how to use this most effectively to feed a larger population. I did a presentation with the Owl Park Gardening Club about some organic gardening and about where it fits in their life, and is that the end all be all, and how each little piece of it, you're supposed to make it work for you, not let it dictate everything that you do. And if you can't follow everything exactly, it doesn't mean you're a failure. There's still ways to grow food for your family. So done that. Collaborated with 4-H on the It's Your Money and the Meals in a Bag programs. It's Your Money had a really good response, and with my program area committee in September or October when we met, one of the things they had talked, or maybe earlier than that, when we met, one of the things they talked about was wanting to serve the population of youth who are going to be aging out of foster care. So we're working right now to get in touch with a few different people to be able to offer a full day for those that are aging out of the foster system, to be able to have the It's Your Money program, then do some budgeting and meal planning type things, and then some learn to cook on your own. Some other counties have done that and had some really good success with it, and giving the kids some good tools to head out independently. Beginning the first week of February, I'm going to be teaching Color Me Healthy, which is a USDA program for 3 to 5-year-olds about diet and exercise and eating fruits and vegetables. And I'll be doing that through the homeschool co-op. I've got 19 kiddos signed up for that. So I'll hit that at 10 o'clock in the morning, and then at 1 I'm at Rolling Meadows. So I'll get my fill that day of both extremes.
Both ends.
in February, we will begin Walk Across Texas. And I have been in conversation with MSU's Department of Exercise Physiology, and they are going to work with us on getting some teams together at MSU's campus. I've been in contact with some of the people over at the Y who I've been working with other projects, and the YMCA is going to help create some teams and get that going. Electra Elementary will be participating, and then a few other places as well.
So what is that?
Walk Across Texas is where adults are creating teams of 8. Youth, you can have the larger, or they can all compete together. You log over 8 weeks, you log the amount of steps you take or another activity that you're doing that you can substitute out for the steps. There's a conversion chart. And you're trying to walk the distance across the amount of miles across the state of Texas. So that's the Walk Across Texas program.
Y'all do realize how big Texas is, don't you?
Well, I will tell you,
It's big.
Dia Buchanan at Electra Elementary does an amazing running program where her kids are running nonstop, and this just gives them one extra level of competition because they will do anything to beat the other grade. Same with at MSU right now, because the way they're talking about doing it is their staff gets 3 30-minute periods throughout the week of time off to go work out. So they're integrating it into their health initiative so that way it gives them something, whether it's, English department, math department, they're able to collaborate and kind of team up. They're gonna offer some prizes to go with it along with their time off, so.
Mark was asking because he was interested in literally running across
Hey,
Texas.
if you want
The county team.
Hey, you could. Well, we're doing Wichita Falls Elite Swim Team. They are going to also participate, and they will be converting their time in the water to time on land. So it'll be a lot of different groups across the county.
Very good.
So
The county team.
that about sums up. At Christmas, I did a little jar of Christmas cheer, is what one of the classes I held. And we discussed pantry staples and homemade gifts, and participants were able to come in and they made various gifts in a jar. So they made soups and brownie mixes and pancake mix and things like that they were able to either gift or keep themselves, along with some food storage information. So that has been the last couple months
Okay.
for me.
A lot of stuff going on. Well, Dwayne, I've got some good news and some bad news. No, come on, you come up. The good news is there's lots of exciting things happening. The bad news is you've only got 2 minutes left in the 20
Ditto, ditto, and ditto. And one of the things that I've been doing, part of my responsibility is to help Katrina too in 4-H things, and following her is, and I just do what she tells me, and it keeps me busy. I think she undersells some of what she does. The livestock show, all of the validations that she's a big part of that I help her with. And Meredith helps too, and so there's a lot of work there that goes on that I recognize Katrina on that. So, but as far as my work in the agricultural end, a lot more calls are coming in on me coming to fields, looking at problems. It just seems like it's, for a while there it was pretty slow, but it's getting more and more, a lot more lawn and gardens, a lot of tree death this year, a lot of issues with trees. I've been working with some of the plant pathology people in A&M, and they've given me a lot of good help. So we've been helping the community a little bit there. We've worked with, spent a half a day with the Red Bull turf grass farm that's over near Burke Burnett, and looked at a lot of their problems, some of the things I've done in the past few months. Of course, the screwworm is a big, dangerous pest that if it ever does get established again, it's going to be bad. So we have weekly updates on that we, if I don't get to attend them, I at least listen to the recordings. Some of them are 10 minutes long, some of them are an hour long, just depending on what new things have happened. As of this morning, we're still about 250 miles from the Texas border with the closest screwworm, so nothing closer than that. There was a false report that came out last week or the week before about there was screwworm found in Texas, but that was a false report, and it actually made the markets go down for a few days because of it, until they realized it was a false report, and they bounced back. So that's one of the big things we're looking at. Also, the weekly crop report that I do for USDA. That's where we look at any crops that are involved in the fields at the time, cotton, corn, wheat, oats, the soil moisture, pasture conditions. I have a weekly report on that every week, which requires me to get into the field, do some soil sampling, some probing, looking at the conditions, and I really enjoy that part of it. We've had 2 big CEU meetings in this last quarter, in the last 2 months. We had the Rolling Plains applicator training that was more for our lawn and garden industry, our commercial industry, and a lot of y'all's, your precinct people came to those meetings, and we really appreciate that. That meeting from last year, the first one I put on, we grew almost a little over 50% in number, so we had a good turnout. We had 61 sign in, and then 5 staffs and volunteer that were helping, so with a total of 66, where last year we were 38 or 39, something like that. So that meeting is growing, and a lot of positive notes from that. First 2 meetings, two of the 5 meetings were virtual meetings. One person was in Wisconsin, and the other one in College Station. And in the questionnaire, I asked about that, and everybody said, "Man, that was great. They loved it. They thought it was good." So that went over real well. And then we just completed our Tacoma Farm and Ranch CEU meeting that was traditionally always with our Farm and Ranch show, but with that dissolved and it was no longer, we've taken the reins on that and doing it a little different. One, we've moved the date up 2 months to where the information we provide in those trainings are more relevant for the agriculture community. Last year, the corn speeches that we had, over half of the material was too late for the farmers to put into practice. In the corn, about 25% of that was too late for the cotton industry and the cotton producers. All of the seed variety, seed selection, seed technologies was too late for them to book their seed and get for that season. So by moving it up into January, we've got ahead of that calendar. We've got ahead of them booking and making decisions to where hopefully these programs be a lot more useful for them. In that particular, those meetings are with the help of our horticulture committee for that Rolling Plains applicator deal for your lawn and garden. They helped with that, and then our crops committee worked with us real close on the Tacoma Farm and Ranch. We've got some 2 new committees that are starting to meet. Next week we'll start our first meetings with the Ag Marketing and Finance Committee that we're putting together a virtual farm to where what are our upper and lower limits for farm sizes and farm operations to where a family of 4 can make a living off the farm. But another big demographic in our farming community now is people who have have real jobs, as my dad always called it, and farm on the side. And we have several producers in the area that are sizable acres and have, another source of income. And so, yeah, he went out the window. No, but
A paying job.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that Ag Marketing Committee meeting, there's been a lot of excitement from that. We've got some old timers, some very experienced farmers that really need to think about retiring, that are going to be on the committee. But then we've got some of the youngest farmers in the area, so that maybe we can tutor and guide them and help them out. So we're excited about that. And then the livestock committee meeting, we're going to have a meeting, try to put a CEU meeting in late March, 1st of April, that deals with forage production with our livestock and things of that nature. So a lot of meetings, going to be taking place. Test plots, soil samples are on the rise. We've been pushing soil samples, and that's on the rise. Our test plots, we've got wheat test plots in right now, and I'm going to be working with Dr. Ken Leger and Dr. Emmy Kamira from Vernon Dr. Leja's from Lubbock. We're gonna look at some population studies and try to implement some of their work in some of our test plots here. 2 minutes just ended, any questions?
I'll ask one, just real quick. So if folks ask us for information or they want information on different programs that y'all offer, that available on website, where can they get that info?
There is websites, we have Facebook pages, calling us and just asking us. I think you'd be surprised where we can fit you into
It's
things.
2026, we don't do that anymore.
Oh, well, I'm behind
I
times
still
then.
learn it.
But,
We all have Facebook pages, Instagram, so it's Texas A&M AgriLife Extension, FCH or 4-H, Facebook, 4-H has an Instagram.
Do we have any link on our county website for y'all?
They have recently redone
All the AgriLife pages, so I don't know.
We
We can probably work
But
on
we
it.
can,
Yeah.
we can work on getting that done.
Does our editor-in-chief, Greg Hawkins, reach out to y'all for, newsletter info? Do we do that?
We did the very first one, we had a whole section, so we appreciated
Cool.
that.
We'll get
It
you,
took up a whole lot of space, because
there's a lot going on.
we have stuff.
And then
Okay.
I send out a monthly newsletter about upcoming things as well as just some different educational.
Okay. All right.
For the ag community, I send out, the markets change every day, so I put out weekly news updates on markets and general trends. A&M puts out one weekly along with USDA and TDA, and so we're funneling that into the agriculture community as fast as we can. Like weather, I've been sending out several things on weather. I think we're all doing something positive on the weather deal.
Okay. Thank y'all.
Hey, tell the
Oh.
master gardeners, thank you. After the last time you were here, I asked about my Wichita Falls irises, and we've got them in the courthouse
I
lawn.
forgot, I went by them, but the Master Gardener program has really stepped up. Our volunteer hours increased almost 15% over the year before. They're excited, and we're putting on a training. We're in the early stages of planning the training. We're hoping that training will be started before the first of summer.
Okay.
Is our hope. It's either get it done before the 1st of June or start after the first week of June, because that's our big roundup, 4-H roundup in College Station. So we're gonna be right there.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank y'all. Okay. Item number 2 is review and discuss jail maintenance projects and work orders. Sheriff.
Last week they did 40 documented work orders. Cornerstone was on the site, we got the server replaced, and, they worked on some other things while over there. We got the, wires run for those, boxes, the control panels for the gates, exit gates, and they're all 4 working now, so that were bad wires.
Conduit was good?
Yeah.
Good.
It was-
Awesome.
The wires are bad. The heaters have all been checked, and they're all working, gassed up or dieseled up in the generator, in case we have to have going general power. So, jail's ready.
Okay. And deputies patrolling all ready to
Yeah.
assist per.
Yeah, we have 3 Humvees up and going, ready to go. We need to break the Humvees out. The newer cars will be parked and the line cars will be used.
We're gonna
That's good.
send our crew out about mid-morning tomorrow to look. If it's still snowing, we probably won't sand yet. We'll probably wait till it stops,
Yeah.
the precipitation before we sand your sidewalks, et cetera. Driveways.
Our guys will be out putting ice out or de-icer out on the sidewalks when it's necessary.
Well, I think Ricky's probably retreated everything, or not retreat, pre-treated everything. We retreat, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I guess should be good. So we'll be by tomorrow morning.
okay. We, got, anyone that gets released, you know, we're making arrangements for them, make sure they have someone pick them up. If not, we'll take them to the mission or up to Love's where they can go up there and make arrangements. So, no walking back into town.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they have a mobile problem, we may take them to the residence.
Okay. questions?
Will, I just wanna say, will the communication coming out of the sheriff's department for all your aspects of what's going on and keeping people updated, media releases and things, it's been excellent.
Thank
So you're just real proactive and it looks great, I think.
We started Tuesday, getting ready for this weekend.
I think we all have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we all have, but yes.
I've got everybody's done but mine. I'm gonna try to do mine today.
Any other questions? Okay. Let's move to item number 3, which is receive status report on salaries and overtime. Thank y'all. Wilmer sent this at 9:34 this morning. It's the updated one, so
Oh, I
make
don't
sure.
have the updated one, sorry.
Then it was,
It didn't change.
yeah, the change was the sheriff's overtime.
Well, I have yesterday's report.
It's just the budget numbers, the year-to-date expenses and the budget number. It's not
Okay.
anything within the
Okay.
actual
Okay.
other
Very good.
information.
We have 7 starting next week. I thought it was this week, but actually I have 7 starting next week. So should get us back to 0 or within 1 or 2 of being fully staffed in the jail. We lost a few this first couple of weeks going to the police department's academy that came out of the jail.
Hmm.
And we terminated a couple. The total overtime, in the jail was 1,340 hours. And the total overtime for the whole sheriff's office was 1,519 hours, with 548 hours of being sick or vacation that we had to cover. It's better than those 3,500 hour pay periods.
Mm-hmm. And that's what we all, including you, I know, hoped to see with you started getting fully staffed for a while.
Yes, sir. We've worked hard, the guys have worked hard for 2 years, 3 years trying to keep those numbers.
And it is hard. I mean, you have to work hard to find employees.
You do, and in all the
Wichita
background,
County,
it's
North
hard to
Texas.
do a jail employee or sheriff's employee, all the stuff we have to do to meet TCO, it takes weeks of time to get one person ready to go. And then they've done it 50, 60 people a year, not more.
ADP, I see it on here at 509. We're running substantially lower than what we were for a while.
89th being open and running now has made a big difference. Since July, those numbers have slowly come down, and we're getting those court cases settled out. We send probably on average 10 to 15 a week to TDC, come out of the jail, go to TDC, and plus other ones who have, done their cases and
Yeah.
their case solves out. So those numbers have come down quite a bit, and we're housing about 53 out of county. So really our true numbers would be 460 or so of our own. That's about where we were when we moved out there. I think we were at 467 of our own.
Yeah, okay.
Good deal.
Things go better when the population's down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do what, Mickey?
Things go a lot better when the population's down a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit easier.
And you have the out of county paperwork in your front of you.
Are those year-to-date projections?
Some of it's due to the ClearGov numbers, Judge. With
Okay.
it rolling up.
What is the labor line?
I don't want,
on this one?
looks good.
Is that,
That's figuring
Okay.
one person, 24 hours a day.
okay.
53 people will fit into one pod, so we figured we
Oh,
have
so
a
that
pod.
actually
extra.
reflects the cost then?
Yeah,
does
so
it? Okay.
that's an overtime rate figured at $30 an hour. So it's not a true cost, but it's
Yeah.
in the ballpark.
It's pretty
cost.
close. It's good to know.
Yeah, that report has trended better and better. which is
sir.
nice to have.
Good job.
Any other questions on that? Has everyone had a chance to look through everything?
Good.
Judge,
That's
if I
good.
can make a note.
Yeah.
Employees are gonna see 2 lines for overtime moving forward this year. That's for us to comply with the requirements to report the premium, and that would be the half, the time and a half, with regard to the new laws and overtime.
Okay.
So they'll see overtime, which is the regular one that they'll see on their payroll, check stub. The second one is gonna be OT, PREM, or overtime premium. And it's the same amount, it's just broken up so that we can report it on their W-2 at the end of the year.
Okay. And new tax laws require
Yeah.
y'all to do that.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was enacted like the last quarter of last year, the big beautiful bill
Okay.
act. So,
All right.
and the payroll guys did work a lot of hours, and we spent up to like midnight one night going back and forth. And there were a couple departments that when we had the Friday and then we had the holiday that they didn't get the time approved. And so if anybody's listening, we're gonna send out an email and a calendar, set up a calendar reminder every 2 weeks for them to see that, so that they remember to get their time approved and entered, so we can get payroll processed on time.
Yeah. Thank y'all. It was a all hands on deck effort for quite an extended period of time.
Mr. Dotson, please approve your time.
Wow. What that bus look like? All right. Any other questions, comments on the side? Okay. Item number 4 is review and discuss regular bills. Thank you, Sheriff.
You're welcome. I'll be safe.
Debbie's got that document.
Okay, get on the way out.
That came from Matt this week, last night at 9:03 p.m.
Okay, there you go, so I'm done.
You're just ahead of the game.
Okay.
Matt, a bunch of those state comptroller payments that are in general,
Mm-hmm.
remind me what those are.
So after every quarter, we have to submit the fees collected by our district clerk, our county clerk,
Okay.
in our JP offices. So these are the fees that go into the 904 account. They're held there for the quarter, and then we disperse them out.
Okay.
And this is the amount that we owe to the state. We do receive some percentages off of those fees that we collect, and then we transfer those to the general fund. That was about $30,000 that
Okay.
we got back this year. And the funds are still in the account, but there are previous years in which those transfers hadn't been made, so the revenue is sitting in a balance sheet account rather than a revenue account, so it hasn't been recognized in previous years, but we are working to get those corrected.
Okay.
And the 84,000 that you'll see going to Jeff Dillard is for the generator project.
All right. Y'all feel free to take your time. Just let me know when you're finished.
I'm good.
I'm good.
My internet's being slow.
Just amazing how much it costs to replace a $25 sensor in a piece of equipment anymore. It just takes your breath away.
We had 2 mechanics working on a grader yesterday.
Yeah.
Took like 8 hours to get to one hose, to get to it.
What
get
was
to
it,
it.
Mick? What caused that?
It was a heater core, but
One of those
Yeah,
little
mine's having issues too.
hidden-
It's just bouncing around.
Yeah.
it's hard to get to.
Mickey, the guy that designed that, knew he was never gonna have to take it off and work on it, I promise you. I've been involved in several of those.
Okay. Jeff, you good?
Yes.
All right. Any questions, on regular bills?
Wish they were less.
Wish they were less. That's a comment.
Yeah.
All right, item number 5, discussion regarding revising Wichita County purchasing policy. Just wanna make sure, Matt, I didn't see any documents with this. Were there any? And backup or anything?
Thought I had sent those up on Just Judge.
We're gonna have to take a look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Local weather update.
It's probably about as good as anything else,
Looks
Rich.
about the same. I always wondered why all of the weather forecasters' offices in our country that I've ever visited didn't have a window. I always thought that was curious. Sometimes you just need to look out the windows. Anyway.
I thought it was interesting. My mother-in-law had texted me earlier. Her camera, her outside camera, the neighbor had a fire break out just outside his house on the ground, and the camera alerted her and got her up. She called it in. I didn't know
I
that
didn't know it'd
such
do
a
that.
thing existed. Cool.
All right, so everyone, you've now got an email from Matt he just
Pretty good
sent
feature.
that's got all 3 documents with it. Just know that none of us have had a chance to look at anything, so
Right.
keep it
Yep.
high level and understand that we're. If there are any changes, we haven't been able to.
There are, I mean, essentially, there are not a lot of changes. It's just a different format, and the high-level items would be the $100,000 procurement change, and then also what we're looking at changing for the P cards, and it is 50 pages of pure joy to read. And so it's got a whole bunch of things that we didn't have in our previous drafted and approved purchasing policy, which was completed in May of 2022. And I know there had been some discussion and even an attorney general request made about us not having a purchasing policy, but we do, and it was made specifically so we would be in grant compliance. So there, this would be revising that previous policy. It's got pretty much all of your standard sections. It was built off of the Denton County and Johnson County purchasing manuals that they, both those counties shared with me. And yeah, I would just ask the court to take a look at it whenever y'all have time to read it all. And
From the standpoint of changes from current practice, obviously the 100,000 we've been operating under
right,
for some time. Anything else that really affects day-to-day normal
No, sir.
operations?
no.
Okay. And we'll talk about P cards here in just a second.
Well, Judge, I'd like to say that Tana's made all of this really smooth transition to do a lot of things, and she involves us pretty hard in the equation, so we're very familiar with what she's got going on. She reaches out and catches everybody and gets them to participate, where in the past we haven't done a good follow-up job, and now with Tana, she's able to follow up with those people. It's just worked great for us, and I default to her to do that. And I know you and I had talked about seeing that, and it's just evolved to be better and better.
It's so much easier to pick up the phone and call Tom.
Yeah. And you'll see that referenced a lot in this policy, is that the purchasing agent handles a lot of those duties, and that it will continue.
Right. well, she usually pulls Morgan in, and Morgan will get any backup, information maybe that we would've had, or, you know, just kinda, it just keeps us well informed of the process going on, and it's worked out good.
It's like a lot of things. You can have a good policy. You got good people handling it. Things will typically
We,
go okay.
I know y'all have heard me talk about our bird, predation problem that we had, and Tanya even went out and investigated owls for us, and we were able to pull those in and get that. We've not had the problem as
Okay.
bad. It's dissipated, so.
Oh, like the plastic owls.
The
or
plastic owls.
I was thinking
They
you'd
work-
gone and found some barn owls.
Cool.
They work pretty good.
Yeah, she even had the, you know, what's it called, the critiquing of the deal, so you could read about what people had said about the different ones, but it's helped. We don't have near the mess that we were having.
They
I've
don't
got
work
a
for
couple of
Doug.
live owls at the farm, if y'all would like to have them.
Okay.
We could fix you
They
right
make
up.
they make a bigger mess.
Boy, they're huge too, huge, big birds.
I will say this, as a note for Morgan mainly, but for everybody. So when this does come up for actual adoption, which I think we've got on the 4th, but I may not have actually sent you that yet, so be advised. We will need to review it annually. It's written in the document, so we'll just need to have an ongoing item for that. Okay. Well, we'll give commissioners plenty of time to review it as they want to. We do have, like Matt said, we do have a policy currently in place. This is just has a couple of those revisions in it. Okay.
Do you have a red line copy that shows the differences?
I do not
Just-
say.
No.
The
Gotta
previous
read
one
the
was
whole thing.
written off of something that Tito had given us from another county, and it was just specifically created so that we'd be in grant compliance, and this is just more a general policy that covers us for all operations of the county.
This is not the El Paso County policy.
It is not.
Okay. All right, any other questions on purchasing policy? And of course, as you're looking at them, if you have them, reach out to Matt. I'm sure he'll be happy to answer them. He loves
Those
answering
questions.
policy questions.
Okay.
All right, then we'll move to item number 6, which is a discussion regarding Wichita County P-card policy and authorization form. Matt?
Okay, so that is in the email as well. This one is a little bit less reading, it's 8 pages. We created the P cards in 2022, 2023, and there's not been a policy for those. We have had sheets to sign out whenever individuals pick up their P cards, but this would just create a procedure on what we're already doing, and that's just making sure that the P cards are used in compliance with county spending. So really, it's just a breakout of all of that. I had built this myself and also went off of what Denton County had in theirs. And so, I mean, yeah, it's just so we can get everybody a P card. I know we talked about getting the sheriff's office on board with the P card system and
Are
kind of.
we carrying those, Matt, now?
Yes, sir.
That's what we have, a P card?
The one that has your name on it, not the one that has your department on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've not yet gotten the SO
No,
set
sir.
up with those. And the idea will be that individual deputies, for example, will
Yes, sir.
have, okay.
And I've noticed, Matt, that it's become more standard than not, and Mark and I was speaking of this the other day. When we check into a motel, and I know it's not a lot during the year, but when we do, a lot of times I was always used to an incidental card posting, but a lot of hotels don't do that anymore.
No, and if you have that P card, then they just scan the one on file and they say you're good to go.
You'll have to tell them if you want
Yeah.
your incidentals on a different card.
Move it at checkout, is that when, that's when ideally they can do that? Okay.
I try to get them to do it on check-in.
Right.
Yeah, you gotta
Otherwise,
be
you don't
watching
check
that
in.
though, even.
But, yeah, you have to check, you have to make sure.
Right.
with the P card policy, there's also the P card, authorization form. And so it would be the person that's receiving the card, the department, the phone number, what their, tier would be, tier one, a $2,000 limit per day, or tier two, a $5,000 limit per day. I discussed that with Sheriff Rutledge. He thought that would be sufficient for his staff and just the signatures, so that way we have that on file.
Are you having them sign that as they pick them up at your office?
Yes, sir. Once the policy is adopted.
Right,
Yes, sir.
yeah, I haven't done it yet. And the tier request will be up to the discretion of the elected official
Yes, sir.
department head, okay. Okay. Looks good. And again, we'll plan on putting probably both of these on at the same time,
Great.
since they go together.
Yes, sir.
Do we still need to, Matt, call, we had been, if we thought we were gonna encounter something that, say Jack picks up some chemical or something at Atwood's, and we're iffy about what the limit is, we were calling Margaret and she could fix that before, because going back and fixing it when it won't go through is harder than,
Right.
so do we still need to continue to do
You
that?
shouldn't have to. So when you have the P cards issued for each of your people or whoever you choose to, it'll be a $2,000 limit per day.
Okay,
With your current one,
Okay.
it's $100. Some of them are $100. Some of them are $500.
yeah, it wasn't a lot,
Yeah.
and that had gotten us a time or two, but now we never have that kind of purchase, so.
Okay. Any other questions? Matt, thanks for the hard work on that.
Yes, sir.
All right, well then, I think that is it. It is currently 10:52. Just for those that are listening, all county facilities will be shutting down at 1 p.m. today. Of course, individual offices, their hours are up to the discretion of the elected official that's in charge of them. And then I will communicate over the weekend with department heads and elected officials about what next week looks like. So be safe, be warm, don't get out on the roads unless you have to. And with that, court is adjourned.